What's up guys, I'm here with another video. Welcome to episode 12 of Building Random Stuff. Today we're building a trampoline park. So, yeah. Just gotta set everything up. Sorry if my mic's a little bit loud, just put it away from my mouth for a sec. There we go, is that better for you guys? Okay, just gotta get everything set up and everything. Alright, looks like everything's set up, so let's build a trampoline park.
Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make your very own trampoline park for all of your city building needs. In this part of the tutorial, I will show you how to make the entire outside building of your jump world. But in part 2, I will show you how to make the entire inside of your trampoline park. And trust me when I tell you, I think that you are going to want to make the inside. This is a really fun build to make and have for your cities. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please do remember to subscribe to the channel and click the little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all my videos sent directly to your sub box. And if you do want to make part 2 of this tutorial when it comes out, check out the card system, description below, and the top of the comment section for that link. You'll be able to find it hopefully very easily. Without any further ado, let's get started. I should be doing that on a trampoline. Let's get started. Now, just before we start building, everybody, here are all of the materials that we will need to make our
Okay, we're gonna get my materials. My family is in the pool right now, but I'm not gonna get in because it's a bit warm out there, guys, because it's like maybe like 30 degrees outside, and I'm in my house. I'm in my room just chilling. I put my fan on just to keep me nice and warm. Sorry, not nice and warm. Nice and cool from the hotness outside. So I guess that's all the materials. Okay, hopefully I'll grab the right one.
Trampoline park. Please do make sure that you have access to all those materials and enough of them as well. The amount of space required to make this build is a 48 by 42 block area, as represented by the huge white concrete grid on the ground, which you are more than welcome to make if you are planning out a city. I'd always recommend. And that's it. Pause the video if you have to. Make sure you got all that stuff. Make sure you got enough room to make it. Make sure you're ready, and once you are, we can begin. Step 1, jumping enthusiasts. Come all the way over to the front right corner of your grid. If you've made it, count backwards from the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then left by 1. This is where we're starting this off. Begin by placing a light grey concrete on the ground with 7 purple on top of it.
What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Extend that purple block to the left by 28.
Oh man, 28. Okay, sure. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. We're then going to extend that towards us by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we are going to take this block and extend it left by a further 17.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We are then going to take this 17th block and extend it backwards by 33. 1, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We are then going to take this 17th block and extend it backwards by...
Hold on, let me check if this is a row of 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Wait a minute, 28. Okay, hopefully I did that right. Because I really don't know. But 33. Stupid. Hello, Adora of Untitled 2H Plaza. Welcome to live stream.
33. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You are then going to take this 17th block and extend it backwards by 33.
33. Okay, 33. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 21. I'm eating dinner. Oh, cool. I just did that incorrectly. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's row 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. We are then going to extend this block all the way across the build. So we don't actually have to count this out, thank goodness, because it would be the longest row so far. But we do have to make sure that this row lines up with the front of the build. So you want to know that that has to be even to that. Now, what's important is we are then going to take this block and extend it coming towards the front of the build, and we're going to place 1 purple concrete, 9 glass panes. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hang on. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. And then we are going to place purple concrete joining. So, all in all, we'll have a huge shape, and this gives you a good grasp of how big this place is. That should look exactly like that. Believe it or not, that's one of the hardest parts complete, actually just getting the general shape down. So, what do we want to do next? We're going to drop all the way down, and we're kind of systematically going to work our way around the building. I want to install the entrance first, so that we're going to start our journey here with the only light grey concrete that's here, and we're going to place another one left of it. I then want you to place a yellow concrete inwards and left of the light grey, and extend up by 3. 1, 2, 3. We're then going to place 10 yellow going left.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to join it down to the ground like this. What we're then going to do is we're going to place a light grey concrete forwards and left of the yellow, and we're going to extend it left 1, purple on top, glass on top, glass to the left, 6 purple going left, 1, 2, 3.
6 purple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6. And then 4 glass, 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect, just like that. Now you want to double up on all of that glass, meaning on top of every single glass that you placed, you want to add an additional glass, just like this. Coming back to the entrance momentarily, we have to divide this area up a little bit. On the left side of the entrance, we will be placing 2 vertical rows of glass pane with yellow concrete on the end. On the right, we'll be doing the same, but with 3 rows. So 1, 2, so hard to place this, and 3, there we go, and then yellow concrete on the end. We'll have a double entrance with a bit of glass above it. I'd recommend replacing underneath all of the glass panes using some yellow concrete. It'll look pretty good, like that. Now around the entrance, I just want you to kind of like frame this by placing some purple concrete that kind of extends above and around the yellow concrete of the entrance, like this. In addition to framing it like that, I would also like to add a little bit more detail to the entrance area whilst we are here. I want you to take the 2 inner corners of the yellow concretes that join to the ground, and I want you to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
White concretes extending outwards from the ground from both sides of the entrance, so just 2 rows of white concrete like that. We're then going to leave gaps of 3, like on the left and the right, like 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to have more rows of white concrete that are equal to the original rows. So just leaving a gap of 3, we're pretty much going to do that like this. I want you to also have 2 more rows of white concrete. So starting from the left here, you want to leave a gap of 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on this 5th row, white concrete. 1, 2, also have 2 more rows of white concrete. So starting from the left here, you want to leave a gap of 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on this 5th row, white concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, white concrete. And I do believe that that's it. I don't think that we need any more. And oh, of course, the rows are going to be as long as the original rows, so like this. I know that this might look a little bit weird at the moment, but that'll all pull together a little bit later on. We need a path that leads us to the actual entrance of our jump world, so that's just going to be smooth stone spliced in between these 2 like thin layers of white concrete like this. In addition to that, that path is going to jut out 2 rows, and it's going to come as far left as here, the end of what is going to be a flower bed, and the path is just going to extend to the right like this. So this is basically just a connection path to your city or car park, wherever you're placing this. You're going to we want to have so far, I know that that seems like a weird point to leave this off, but what we're now going to do is we are more so going to focus on this area that kind of like sticks out a little bit, right? So we're going to take the two corners of this area on the front left of our build, and we're going to join them down to the ground. However, they want to join to the ground with a light grey concrete, so you can take the walls and extend the walls down to the ground using purple, but the actual bottom is going to be made using light grey concrete, and that is consistent throughout the build. So if you actually did want to, what one could do is you could basically extend the light grey concrete and make it parallel to the row of purple that is above, if that makes sense. So you can give the bottom of the wall and the top of the wall if you wanted to. Anyway, this area on the left, this has to have 2 rows of purple concrete, 1, 2, and 1, 2, placed in the top left corner and top right corner. And then we're going to place black stained glass paint underneath the row that is a little bit thinner up above. So in between the rows of purple, we want to place black stained glass paint like that. So we're basically just creating a rather large window. And then we're going to fill this wall in particular in using purple concrete. I was going to do this en masse later. I was going to completely, like, you know, do all the details and then add all the purple. But this particular block building has a yellow concrete area. And the yellow concrete area is basically equal to the width of the glass pane that is up above. And the yellow concrete is going to start on the ground parallel to the glass, equal in width to the glass, and the yellow concrete area is basically just going to sit 1 row below the glass. So introducing a secondary colour to that particular large part of the build, very nice. We might as well continue this trend of filling in the building. We're going to fill in all of the areas that we have just been working on. So that's really pretty much primarily only the front at the moment, but we will be we'll probably follow this trend as we go around. As we kind of like put an end to a wall in particular, we'll probably just fill it in with purple concrete. Leads to a little bit less tedium, which is pretty good. So let's just get all this filled in and that'll be that. What I do want to do though is I want to add in some structure to where the sign is going to be. So as you might have noticed, there is a large sign above the entrance. So basically we want to slot in 2 rows of yellow concrete, 1 row above the doorway and 1 row below the top of the building. And we're going to have a row of yellow concrete that spans the width of the entire build like this. So again, adding in more colour contrast, very good. We want to have a yellow sign that sticks out up above the door. So the width of the door, the area from the left side of the door, the yellow concrete, to the right side of the door, we want to have a further bit of yellow that just sticks out like this. And above the entrance, so like where the entrance is where these 2 glass blocks are, we're going to dig that out and we're going to place purple concrete there instead. So that will allow us to just jump forward.
I'll be right back, guys. So, alright guys, I'm back.
And it's actually perfectly above the entrance, and it works out quite nicely as well because the separation is in line with the entrance, so everything looks as though that it flows rather nice. You've got to be careful with these builds. You've got to make sure that everything just flows together. So now that the front has been completely taken care of, for the most part, we're now going to head all the way around to the right side of the build. So on the right side of the build here, we are going to work out all of the windows and stuff. So starting in the top right hand corner, we are going to place a row of 4 purple concrete going left. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a row of 4 glass pane. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a row of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Purple. Concrete. Finish up with 5 rows of glass pane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is what we want to have right there. We want to extend the light grey concrete at the base of the back of the build here. We want to extend it back and parallel to the row of purple above us. We want to join it together using purple concrete to create a solid shape. We want to take the row of 4 glass pane, and we just want to extend that row of 4 glass down a row. And we want to take the row of 5 glass pane, and we will actually want to extend it 1 row above the bottom of the frame, which is why I just placed a little bit of purple there. So I don't know how many rows that equates to, but basically it wants to extend all the way down until it almost touches the ground. You want to have a row of purple and a row of light grey concrete in. On this far end of the build. The trampoline park is structured in such a way that this is kind of the end of the trampoline park. The trampoline park slowly gets taller and taller. Kind of like progress through it and higher, and this big window is kind of like centre mass of the park. As the park is kind of like split into 2 in kind of like a weird way. There's a path that runs all the way up it, and where the path is where the window is. So that's why we have a rather large window, if any of that makes sense. What we now want to do, now that we have done all of that, is we are once more going to extend the light grey concrete at the back. We're going to extend it all the way across. And we can even just connect it to the front as well, so you can connect the front to the back and around just like this. It will look really good if we do this. There we go. So now, again, piecing these things together rather nicely. I'm pretty happy about it. And what we're now going to do is we're just going to join this back corner together as well, and then we can add in the final windows. So, final windows. In this corner here, we're going to place a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 purple concrete.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
We're then going to place 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 glass, and then 3, 1, 2, 3 purple, and then 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 glass pane. Okay, underneath this, underneath the glass pane specifically, we want to place 2 rows of purple concrete, 1 and 2, and then we want to place 2. More layers of glass underneath where the glass is. So basically, just copying what we have up above us. You'll see this in a moment once we get there. We want to have something that should look like that. Fill the rest of the remaining area of the trampoline park in using the purple concrete, and we can quite literally put the rest of it in, meaning the final side, the last side that we're not.
If you hear all that noise, guys, my dad's building a table. What's it further?
In its construction, so we don't really have to do much to it other than fill it in with purple concrete. We also have to add a fair amount of yellow concrete about the place as well. It's one of the primary colours. I guess perhaps it's the secondary colour. It's primarily purple, secondarily it is yellow. But, you know, if it's got a main colour scheme, it's purple and yellow. Kind of like my original trampoline park. Well, I hope to think that this one is a lot better design. So we're just going to seal this side up as well, and then we'll be adding all of the yellow, and then the roof, which is surprisingly complicated, believe it or not. And then we've got a sign to do, and some car parking spaces, and a little bit of decoration. But we're making really good progress with this. Like, it's a huge building, as you can tell, and we're really digging into it. So nice job. Okay, the next thing that we are going to do here is we are going to, as I mentioned, we're going to add a lot of yellow concrete. The first thing that I want to do, is I want to add a layer of yellow concrete that sits above and around the entire top of the trampoline park. And when I say kind of, it sits above and around the entire trampoline park like this, just like so. And the trampoline park's kind of separated into two different parts. Like, we've got like the left part, which are going to, you'll see why they seem a little bit more separated once we start getting into the roofing area, but we still want to kind of like join them together using like a row of yellow like this. And this row of yellow here on the right, so like this part that kind of like sticks out on the right, it's such a hard way to kind of like try and describe how to separate this. Okay, so you know how this part of the trampoline park sticks out here, yeah? I want you to divide the trampoline park by cutting this area in half. So I kind of want you to literally separate it using like a row of yellow concrete, kind of like this, right? To which we are then going to add another layer of yellow directly above it. So now on top of this kind of like rectangular shape that we have now created and separated from the rest of the build, we want to further separate it by adding another row on top. This is where it differs from the opposite side. So now that we've kind of like half the area and added another row on top, you can see how these two parts are meant to be kept a little bit more separate. And now that you have done that, what we can now do is take the lower part of the build here, and we can add rows of yellow concrete that go all the way around, that go all the way around the original layer. So it's all. As if that side is taller and this side is wider almost. You kind of want to stop in the same place on the back as well. The back kind of just wants to fade in like so. I mean, maybe it'd look better if on the back like we kind of just like went all the way across. I'm not quite sure how to blend it in at the moment. I'll think about that in a moment. So that's something which should look exactly like that so far. However, I do think that we're going to make it stick out even more. We're going to add another row of yellow concrete to it. Reason being is because we want it to stick out further than the actual sign as well. So I think that actually looks pretty good. So we'll just make sure that this extends all the way over and across like this. But I don't want that to look a little bit strange now. You know, that almost looks a little bit weird. So it might be better for the back of the build here. It might be better for it to kind of like have a very clear and separate connection point perhaps. So maybe it just comes to spar, or maybe like it overlaps just a little bit. That might be a little bit better. I'm not quite sure. I think that looks okay though so far. So now that maybe it just comes to spar, or maybe like it overlaps just a little bit. That might be a little bit better. I'm not quite sure. I think that looks okay now so far. So now that we have kind of like separated the roofs, we've got like a nice overhanging roof over here, which is perfect. I might even shave off a layer here just on the right side, because it does almost seem unnecessary for it to hang over that much on the right, I think. But it overhanging too is okay, because what we can do is take the end of the sign here, the yellow concrete, and we can hang over that much on the right, I think. But it overhanging too is okay, because what we can do is take the end of the sign here, the yellow concrete, and we can extend this across, and we can extend it backwards as well. So we can extend it across and back, and it kind of like breaks up a little bit of the monotony of the right side of the build too. You could even go as far as to extend it through the back of the build, but that would require a bit of finesse. So if you wanted to extend this across the back of the build, and maybe kind of like, so this is where this might work. Maybe if we like extend it around and join it, and if we weave in between the windows, or perhaps even we could change the placement of the windows. Then what we could do is perhaps connect the yellow concrete like up to the roof, kind of like that, keeping the separations in the windows and in between, and then it almost looks more structurally sound, so to speak. I mean, I know that this is a fake modern building, but you know, I mean, that looks pretty okay. I mean, that doesn't look too bad at all, really, does it? I mean, and then that way it does look a tad more together. I mean, could we chop this part out, or does that look silly? No, I think that actually looks okay, and then the back of the build now has a bit more detail, so I'm not unhappy about that, and it gives a reason for us to have that like weird overhang. I actually didn't design it that way in the original plans, but I do quite like how that turned out. It gives a reason for us to have that like weird overhang. I actually didn't design it that way in the original plans, but I do quite like how that turned out. You know what's funny, ladies and gentlemen, is I planned to do the roof on this part of the tutorial. I planned for us to make all of the skylights and all of the alterations to the roof in this part, ready for part 2. But I actually think it will be way better to do it in part 2. So this is what our roof looks like right now, but what I'm going to suggest that you do, so this is what are going to do to the roof in part 1. That's this part. Simply fill in the entire top of your roof using yellow concrete. That will take you a fair amount of time. Trust me. Once you have done that, we can then progress onto the next part of the build. The next part of the build requires a couple of different materials, so we're just going to dump these out. And we're going to grab, first of all, we'll do the sign, the dreaded sign. It requires the loom, yellow banners, to place in the most ideal position for banners, which is here, top left corner, move right by 1, and we need the red die and the yellow die. So we're going to get all of that taken care of, the entire sign. There's quite a few letters to make, I think there's 9 of them. Let's do it. So I'm going to chuck the loom on the ground. If you don't have a loom, use a crafting table. I would recommend using a loom, and we're going to crack open said loom. We're going to back in the inventory there. We're going to place a brand new fresh banner in the loop, and we're going to chuck some red dye in there. We want a vertical row of red. Right side of the banner, we want to grab that, put that in, horizontal row at the bottom of the banner. That gives us our first letter, which is J. The second letter that we have to make is U, so that's basically horizontal row at the bottom, vertical row on the right, and a vertical row on the left. So almost identical to what we just made with an extra step. Is M. A bit more complicated. Brand new banner in there. We want to have the triangular cutout at the top of the banner, so it's that pattern. We grab that, put that in there, get rid of the red dye, chuck the yellow dye in there, and then we want this kind of like, kind of looks like teeth at the top of the banner. We want that formation. Grab that, chuck that back in, get rid of the yellow dye, chuck the red back in there, and then it's basically just a horizontal row, a vertical row on the line and a vertical row on the left, and that will give you your M. P is also annoying to make. We want a brand new banner in there with some, what am I doing, with some red dye in there too. So we have to start off by placing a vertical row of red dye on the right. We're going to get that banner, put it back in, get rid of the red dye, put the yellow back in, and we want to make the lower half of the banner yellow. We then want to grab that, put that back in the loom, get rid of the yellow dye, get the red dye back out, and we want to half the banner. We want a horizontal row of red straight from the middle of the banner, atop the cross, across the top, and we want a vertical row of red, top left corner to bottom left corner also. I don't know what I'm talking about. You guys can see what we're doing now. Next, we have to make W. So that's a brand new banner in of M. We want to have the triangular part at the bottom of the banner. Grab that, put that back in, get rid of the red dye, yellow back in there. We want to have kind of like the teeth on the lower portion of the banner. That's what these two looks like kind of looks like teeth. We're going to grab that, put that back in, get rid of the yellow, get the red back out again, and we're going to place a vertical row of red on the right and a vertical row of red on the left, and that will be W. Next is going to be O, so that's going to be a branding banner right in there with the red dye, and we can actually use that, a vertical row of red on the left, a vertical row of red on the right, horizontal row of red across the top, and a horizontal row of red along the bottom. That is O. Now we have to make R. R is made with a vertical row of red on the left, horizontal row of red on the top, diagonal row of red top left corner to bottom right corner. R. Now we have to make L, that is a vertical row of red on the left, and a horizontal row of red along the bottom, the L. Last, we must make D, which is rather easy to do. Wrap this, we're going to lift and fit across the side that we made. J-U-N-P, double gap, W-O-R-L-D, jump world. And the red contrasts so well against the yellow, that's why we used red. It looks really nice and adds another cool colour as well. So now that we've used those, I can get rid of all of them, and all we have to do is kind of like mark out how we're going to fill in this particular part of the build. We need green terracotta as your bullet. And all we have to do is kind of like mark out how we're going to fill in this particular part of the build. We need green terracotta as your bluette, oak leaves, lime. Terracotta, oak doors as well, yeah, because we've not placed those yet. And we also need a bit of grey concrete, and I think that we're good. So, left and right of the entrance area, basically, I want to have a row of flowers in the middle of the flower bed areas that we have like left and right of the footpath. And we're basically just going to place some green terracotta all the way around the flowers, and that's just going to make the flowers pop a little bit. We're using white flowers just as a, what would be the word, as a neutral colour, because I don't want to use any more yellow and I don't want to use any more purple. Associated with the build, hence the white, but feel free to use whatever you like. There we go, that's looking pretty good. We want to have a car park area. This car park area starts here on the left side, so basically against the wall where these 3 car parking spaces are, we just want to have a row of basically grey concrete, like actual grey, proper grey concrete, that just kind of like encapsulates this entire area like this. So the grey concrete is just going to kind of like split the building in half. It's and that's just going to all be like the area here on the left, basically everywhere else remaining mostly inside the grid will be removing the grid and we'll be filling it in with all of this. But I'll tell you what, this area here on the left is primarily what we want to fill in. This area here is going to be filled in with lime terracotta. I'm going to add bushes all over the place. There's going to be some bushes, kind of like just we're going to place bushes pretty much around the entire part of the build, you know, like the entire lower part of the build, starting from like this particular, like this corner that kind of like juts out next to the car park. We're just going to have leaves all the way around the base of the build because I just feel as though it needs it. You know, I just feel as though there's some builds that just need a little bit of added nature, a little bit of something. This is a very, very modern looking building, so I just wanted to offset that with a bit of grass and stuff. I'm also going to fill in this little patch here just to the right, and I think that will, there we go, that just puts like a really nice... Touch, it really just adds a nice end to it. So all that is left is for us to rip up this area here, replace it with grey concrete, rip up this area on the left, put some more terracotta, and one of my favourite parts to do with any build is chuck these walls on it. So I'm actually pretty happy.
I'm gonna make the road before I end the video, guys. The reason why I'm gonna end the video is because I'm gonna build the inside off camera, because I'm getting pretty tired and my family's been in the pool, and I just feel like I need to go in the living room and just chill out, because I need some time away from my PlayStation, and I'll leave my PlayStation on, because after my dinner I'm going to build the inside, but I won't do a live stream on it because I'll finish it off camera. And I also got some really great news. On Tuesday I'll be starting school, so my live streams won't be effective. Mostly, well, basically, my school, no, I mean, basically, I don't start school until Tuesday, so, I'll still be doing live streams for you guys. I'll do them after school, because all of these city builds that I build is just for some entertainment for you guys. And the reason why I do this, because and I've also been getting a lot of comments saying, why do you copy TSMC? I'm not copying him, I'm just watching his tutorials to make a city, and I'm kind of like inspired by him because he makes a series called Stream City, and I'm inspired by that series, what he does, and it made me do his inspired series called Stream City. And TSMC, I know you might not be watching this, but I love your content. Your content is absolutely amazing. Your city builds are absolutely amazing. I really love them, and there we go. I just love how this trampoline park looks, and there will not be a part 2, like I said. I'm gonna finish this build off camera. I'm gonna build the inside off camera.
I'm actually going to do one recording because it will take far too long. I'm recording. Let's not make this video any longer, and I'll show you what it looks like once you have reached the end of part 1 of your jump world. So this is what your jump world should look like once it's been 100% fully completed.
Alright guys, see ya. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, subscribe, hit the like button, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. So see you guys tomorrow. Peace guys. See ya. Goodbye.